Hey, welcome. Today, we are diving into a problem that every single food truck owner has nightmares about, the dreaded mid-rush sellout. Okay, just picture it. The energy is amazing, orders are just flying out, and then you see it. Your number one best-selling item is down to the last few portions. That little bit of panic starts to bubble up, right? I mean, it's the best problem you can have, but it's still a problem. So, what's the play? What do you do?
Well, instead of just guessing, we went straight to the people who live this every single day. We've gathered some incredible, hard-won wisdom from 15 seasoned pros, and we boiled down their strategies into 4 key areas, starting with what you can do before that service window even slides open.
Right, so the first rule of food truck survival, the battle is usually won or lost hours before the first customer even shows up. It is all about that proactive preparation. This number here, this is the golden rule from a guy named Carlos over at Taco Tornado. He always, and I mean always, preps 10% extra of his top seller. But he doesn't stop there. He also keeps a frozen backup tray ready to fire up. He literally calls it his insurance policy against a surprise rush. Smart. And this whole idea of prep comes in so many different forms. You've got Lena from the Noodle Bowl who staggers her ingredients, holding some back for that late rush. Then there's Rich from Rolling Burgers, who has these emergency patties that cook in just 4 minutes. And Jen from Vegan Vibes, she swears by having a food runner on standby for those midday restocks. You know, it all boils down to one simple thing. Have a backup for your backup.
And for the ultimate break glass in case of emergency last resort, we have this absolute gem from Ben at Gyro Gone Wild. He keeps pre-wrapped cold gyros for when he's completely out of everything hot. Yeah, it might sound a little funny, but hey, it's an effective way to make one last sale and not send a hungry customer away with nothing.
But look, all the prep in the world can't always stop a sellout. And that's when you have to master your menu. It's not just about what you've got in the fridge, it's about how you present it. Your menu can be your most powerful tool for dealing with shortages. I love this advice from Marcus of Smokin' Soul Barbecue because it is all about action. He just uses a simple whiteboard menu. When an item sells out, he just erases it. Done. He pivots instantly to keep that line moving. There's no big dramatic announcement, no long apology that slows everything down. The focus is always on what you can have, not what you can't.
And this kind of smart communication can look a few different ways. Jeff from Meat and Bread uses these simple laminated sold-out signs to quickly update his menu. Tony from Sizzle City Dogs actually prints limited quantity right next to certain items from the get-go, so he's managing expectations from the start. And get this, Keisha from Wrap It Up trains her staff to pivot seamlessly by upselling whatever's left as staff favorites. Brilliant.
You see what this all comes down to? It's framing. The old way is to say, sorry, we're out of that. But look at what Tina from Grilled and Gone does. She completely reframes the situation. She doesn't have chicken? No problem. She announces a new limited-time special twist that features pork instead. It turns a total negative into an exciting, exclusive positive. Okay, so you've done your prep, your menu is smart, but what happens when you still find yourself running low in the middle of a crazy rush? Well, this is where the real magic happens. This is about real-time improvisation. This is probably my favorite tactic of them all. Michelle from Woke This Way, she doesn't see dwindling ingredients as a problem. She sees a new recipe. When she's getting low on a few different things, she just combines what's left, gives it a cool name like a fusion bowl, and sells it as a brand new special. How cool is that? It's genius. And other owners have their own awesome on-the-fly adjustments. To serve just a few more people, Darius from the Fry Trap might slightly reduce his portion sizes near the very end of a shift. Ava from the Sweet Wheel will offer a discount on a combo to gently steer people toward items she has plenty of. And Luca from Pizza Chow, he'll pivot to half-size options to make his remaining dough stretch further. All right, all of these tactics are incredibly useful, but the most powerful strategy we heard isn't really a tactic at all. It's a complete mindset change. What if selling out wasn't a failure, but actually a strategic advantage? This insight from Rosa at Plantain Queen is a total game changer. She says that when you sell out of an item, you have just received the most valuable piece of market research you could ever ask for. It's not a mistake, it's data. So this demand data is simply proof, written in actual sales, of what your customers are craving the most. Selling out of your plantains by 1 p.m. isn't a problem, it's a crystal clear signal to prep way more for the next service. This data takes all the guesswork out of the equation and helps you build a smarter, more profitable business.
Ultimately, what all of these pros really teach us is that perspective is absolutely everything. They don't just solve problems, they reframe them into opportunities. And that leaves us with this final thought. What problem in your own work, or even your life, is secretly just valuable data in disguise? Something to think about.